You're not alone. You're standing right now in a world that asks so much of you. A world where the pace never stops, the pressure never eases, and the voice in your head often echoes, "Am I enough?" We see you, we feel you, because across the United States, millions are wrestling with more than just the demands of work and life. According to the latest data, about 23.1% of U.S. adults experience a mental illness in any given year. Think about that for a moment. Nearly 1 in 4 of us. That means someone you know, someone you pass in the hallway, even someone in your own home. They've fought silent wars, anxiety, depression, the weight of constant uncertainty. And yet, how often do we talk about those wars? How often do we admit the nights when we feel small? When the mirror reveals someone we don't recognize? When the mask we wear is the bravest part of our day? You might carry the burden of isolation. In a culture that applauds independence and self-sufficiency, admitting you struggle feels like you're failing the ideal. But I want you to know this. Needing help is not failure. It is humanity. You live in a time of social change. Technology connects us and distances us at the same time. The phone in your hand brings news, opinions, images of perfection, and often the unfiltered truth of someone else's highlight reel. In the glare of comparison, it's easy to feel inferior, to feel that your story doesn't measure up. Maybe you carry the stress of finances, job shifts, the fear of not being resilient. Maybe you've lost a loved one. Maybe you've felt the sting of rejection or the quiet ache of not being seen. Maybe you're surviving more than you think you are and still wondering if you're enough. And for many of you, the crisis is real. Young adults aged 18-25 have the highest prevalence of any mental illness, about 36.2% in 2022. Mothers, caregivers, people juggling work, home, identity, community. Recently, a study found that mothers in the U.S. reported a 63.6% relative increase in fair-poor mental health status between 2016 and 2023. But this isn't about statistics. Statistics don't feel like your story. They don't feel like the ache in your chest when you wake up, the silence in your room when others are asleep, the ripple of doubt that pools in your mind when you're supposed to rest, but you can't. So this moment right now is an invitation. It's an invitation to pause, to breathe, to hear your own truth, to remind yourself your feelings are real, your pain is valid, your voice matters. You may ask, what can I do when the world around me seems too heavy? When the expectations feel unending, when hope seems distant? Start small. One step, one breath, one acknowledgement. I am here. I matter. Reach out. Tell someone, I'm not okay. Even if you don't use those words, share a memory, a smile, a how are you really? With someone you trust, because connection heals, silence isolates. And know this, healing doesn't mean you're broken beyond repair. It means you're learning to build strength with what you have, to find light in the cracks, to shape meaning from your struggle. Your story isn't static. The chapter you're in doesn't define the ending. You carry resilience you don't yet recognize. The nights you've survived, they've forged you. The tears you've shed, They've refined you. Right now, I want you to feel something, a spark, a reminder that you're not sinking. You're shifting, you're changing. The part of you that whispered, "I can't," might just be turning into, "I will." Hold that spark, let it glow. Let it remind you of the battles you've won quietly, the scars you hide, the laughter you've swallowed. Because within all of that lies power. And if you've ever believed no one gets it, let this voice say, "I get it." We get it. Your fight matters. Your heart matters. You are not invisible. Stay with this moment for as long as you need. Gather strength. You're setting yourself up for something greater. If you think the best is behind you, think again. The best isn't just ahead. It begins within you. And now, it's time to rise. Time to stand upright in the arena of your own life. Time to speak your truth. Because you've been shaped by storms, you've walked through shadows of self-doubt, you've carried heavy thoughts when the world was busy. You've faced the blank screen, the empty room, the unanswered question, "Why me?" But what if the answer is this? You because of everything, not despite everything. Imagine your reflection, not as someone tired and worn, but as someone battle-tested and awake. Imagine the heart inside you calling, "Enough waiting, enough hiding, I will move." Hear that, feel that, rise. You may say, "What can I do?" I'm only one person. Let me tell you, one person with conviction, fire in their chest, changes the horizon. You don't need a crowd. You don't need perfect. You just need determination. Every time you ignored the voice that said, "You're not good enough," you answered with, "I am." Every time you got up despite the fear, you answered with, "I will." Every time you chose presence over escape, you answered with, "I matter." Now imagine that multiplied. One person find two, thine 10, 10, 10. A movement of lives rewriting their story, and you are at the pulse of it. Because the things that weigh you down, comparison, regret, fear, isolation, the ghost of what might have been, they do not define your destiny. They fuel your rise. Let them. Let the storm you survived become the wind in your sails. Let the doubts you silenced whisper your strength. Let the nights you stayed awake sharpen your purpose. Today, you commit to being the kind of person you deserve to see in the mirror, to standing for your values even when the current pushes hard, to offering your voice not just to yourself, but to someone else who needs it. Because courage isn't absence of fear. Courage is fear armed with action. Let your heart thunder, "I will fight, I will build, I will become." And when you feel your spirit rise, let your actions follow. Speak one truth, show one kind act, take one step, build one habit, offer one connection, because every mountain you climb begins with the decision to move your foot, and your foot is moving right now. The loudest battles aren't always fought in stadiums. They are fought in garage lights, hospital corridors, bus stops, empty living rooms. In the spaces where you chose to keep going when giving up seemed easier. Stand, rise. Let your voice carry through the room you thought was too small for you. Let it echo in the space where you thought you were invisible. Let it break the silence, shatter the doubt, awaken the strength. You are stronger than your fear. You are greater than your past. You are more powerful than the voice inside that said, "Not yet." Look around you. The world is waiting. It needs the truth only you can tell. It needs your courage only you can muster. It needs your presence only you can give. So light the flame. Sweep aside the shadows. Let your life shine in bold strokes. And in the end, when you reflect, you will know you didn't just survive. You rose. You thrived. You thrived, you stood, you spoke, you changed something. And that change starts with you. Rise now. The time is now. The movement is now. Let your story become someone else's saving grace. Go, be bold, be brave, be relentless.